How's everybody feeling about now? Bill Pidto, Alan Hahn, Wally Szczerbiak. Look, it's early. They lost last night. I should say lost Wednesday. Got this game. They're at New Orleans tomorrow night. Important to win, especially, Wally, how things unfolded down the stretch.
Yeah, a lot of energy in that building for Atlanta. It's their home opener. That was a fun basketball game. Both teams can score the basketball. Defense optional at times. But the Knicks were making some tough threes. I mean, they were pulling up, taking quick threes, long threes. They had a bunch of guys that got hot from that three-point line. I think seeing Dante DiVincenzo get going off the bench, that's a great sign. That's his best performance. The new, off-season acquisition, really played well tonight and gave the Knicks a big lift. And then Jalen Brunson just being Jalen Brunson. He felt like he kind of gave that game away, the first one against Boston. He wasn't going to give this one away, and the Knicks came away with a nice victory.
Those turnovers, he almost did. He had a great game, but he wasn't happy walking off the court, and that's, of course, what you'd expect out of a competitor like him. But how about the three-point shooting in the first two games now? They're shooting 44% from downtown. This is now 38 of 85 in the first two games of the season. An element from last year that Tom Thibodeau had wanted to see an improvement in the first two games, we're seeing it.
All right, so last year, the Knicks only averaged 12.5 made threes per game. Game one against Boston, they made 18 threes, and tonight they made 20, hence 38 total.
There you go.
The math works.
Look at you.
Monica McNutt helped call the game tonight on the MSG Radio Network. She now joins us from Atlanta. Monica, what do you think?
I don't know. Was it defense optional, Wally, or was it just better offense at points in this ball game? It was fun. I think we didn't shoot too many free throws in this ball game until later in the fourth quarter. I thought it had a really good pace and flow. Guys, for me, Mitchell Robinson really stands out. That pick and roll with Trae Young to Clint Capella is so hard to guard. And for Mitch to come up with two steals disrupting that and obviously cause some confusion in other ways, I thought Mitch had a really big game tonight.
Monica, you stole it from me because that's where I was going with you about how Mitch played in this game and that matchup with Capella. It was Wally's matchup to watch, and it was a big one because we knew that pick and roll element that they have with Capella. And at the very end, he couldn't make that play. So since you took that one, I'll go to another one. Julius Randle had a relatively quiet game while RJ Barrett and Brunson and others were getting it done. Fourth quarter came around, though, and he made the big plays that mattered down the stretch. I mean, it just says a lot about, I guess, the growth of him as a player to say, all right, other guys got it going, but it was winning time. He made some plays.
He didn't press, right? There's such a fine line between urgency that causes one to press and urgency that allows you to respond. And tonight he responded, Hahn, so I'm with you 100%. That fadeaway in the paint, I actually thought he was about to pass the ball after he attacked left, back down his defender, and then got that turnaround, got his shoulders squared, and got that basket to fall. And, of course, the free throw shooting down the stretch. I am convinced, my partner Pat O'Keefe, he knows I jumped the gun a little bit on the triple-double. I'm convinced that somewhere we missed the assist, and he should have had a triple-double tonight.
Monica, Trae Young really struggled again. It seems like Quentin Grimes has his number. What are you seeing out of the Knicks defense to really slow Trae Young down, especially tonight?
Wally, I love that call out because I remember being here last year prior to the All-Star break, and I think Quentin might have picked up 3 fouls in the first half, and he really struggled to guard Trae Young's shifts in his change of speed. Tonight, he gave him just enough room so that he wasn't abruptly stopped and picking up silly fouls that way. But beyond that, in the pick and roll coverage, there were a couple times, I know y'all saw it, where Mitch is out on the perimeter just presenting enough length to disrupt what Trae was trying to do, and then you would see both defenders manage to recover back on the back end. And so I just think it speaks to, as RJ told us in the postgame, this team having been together, they understand how they want to play under Tibbs. They understand how to play alongside one another. And, of course, you don't have to light the fire in terms of the bad blood between these two teams.
All right, Monica, great to see you as always. We'll see you tomorrow night with the Knicks in New Orleans.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're talking about the three-point shooting, but, Alan, of interest here, in the fourth quarter, the Knicks only 1 of 9 from downtown. You couple that with the late turnovers, and that allowed Atlanta to hang in there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it certainly did. Now, they started out 0 for 8 from three-point range until Julius Randle knocked down that 3, and that was such a big moment there. But how about this little drive and scoop by RJ Barrett, who was getting to the paint once again. The Knicks had a 4-point lead at that point. Trae Young getting into the paint, which is what he does. We talked about Grimes' defense, so the guy's still going to score. He does there, and it keeps it to a 2-point game. And how about this finish from Jalen Brunson in the lane as we're maintaining that 4-point distance. Now, we got to get back on defense, Wally Ball. We don't there. Easy bucket there, and now we're still a 2-point game, and then this happens. Hustle play.
Yeah. Smart pass. I mean, just unselfishness. Knicks just really, really sharing the basketball. Randall not forcing, knocks down that big shot. Knicks up 7. What a tough shot. That was great defense, RJ Barrett. Better offense. Hunter knocks that down. 4-point game. And here's the careless turnover. That was a good pass. Grimes just wasn't expecting it. Went through his hands. Now it's a 2-point game. Now Jalen Brunson, one-handed righty pass, your opposite hand. That is not taking care of the basketball. He knows it. 2-point game now. So Trae Young coming down the lane. What are you doing, Clint Capella? You look like Alan Hahn on an alley-oop on that one. Just completely muffs it. Knicks get a huge break. They go on to make their free throws and finish that one off.
Hahn may have converted that, actually.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't much I
you haven't
could
played
do.
enough basketball with Hahn.
What much I could do, but that one, no. But the throw, you could see the lob, and how many times have we seen Capella finish?
Well, then catch it, come down and dunk it.
Yeah, I think he got caught with, I want to dunk it, but then he realized it was just over his head. So it's a bad play there. And it shows you, again, it's about execution late by everybody. And for both sides, there was some execution issues. Luckily for the Knicks, they were able to have enough points. Like that was your point the other night, right? Score more than the other team and win?
We're moving on. We're moving on to this game's headline.
I got you.
Got to love Jalen Brunson. He's on with Mike and Clyde. Said, you know what? They talk up. The first question is, God, you had a great game. He said, no, you know what? I messed up down the stretch. That's Jalen Brunson. But big picture here, Wally's phenomenal. 31 points, and again, made a career-high 8 threes.
He was outstanding. And, you know, a lot is dictated by matchups. He was going against maybe the best perimeter defender in the league in Drew Holiday in the last game. And Drew Holiday really locked down on him in the Boston game. But he looked at this backcourt and he said, I can get my game right. I can recalibrate. I can go with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, use my strength, use my savviness, and get that 3-ball going. And he looked to be more aggressive. You could tell after the first game where he really struggled, shot 6 for 21, he said, I need to get myself going. This is the National Basketball Association. I can score 30-plus whenever I want to be aggressive and not look to facilitate at first, which he always does. He looks to pass. He looks to run the offense, but he has to be selfish at times for this team. He has to look for his shot. He's that good of an offensive player. Tonight, the Knicks needed his scoring. They needed his shooting, and he delivered.
And he did it against, think about it, a length defender in DeJounte Murray. I mean, you saw a couple of those plays there where, either they're trying to get him away from him or he did his footwork to get just enough space that he could get off the 3-point shot. And that's, of course, the great equalizer. You can have length and everything else, but if I don't have to go into the paint against you and I'm knocking down threes, that's the difference maker. And he did that in this game to a career high.